are live. Let's see if everything's working here. That looks good. That looks good. My stream title update? Hopefully. Hopefully that worked. Right. Right, a little announcement here. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone can come on by and watch the divs. Whoa, what the heck? An immediate sub? What's up with this? Thanks for the sub. Not totally sure how to say your name. Kaisarashid? Good lord. I probably botched that and I'm sorry, but thank you for the sub. What's up, Remo? What's up, Fishy? How y'all doing? Dude, I'm trying to write my my little announcement in Discord and everybody's here already. It's shocking. I'm totally shocked. Got some classic, epic StarCraft 1 music going here. There we go. Everything's starting to work. Everything's coming online. Oh my god. I gotta get this message out. Boink. Alright, hopefully that went out. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't actually prompt the tag, because usually it asks for confirmation, but whatever. Schwhatever, dude. No, okay, that was spot on. Alright. Heck yes. Well, how's everybody doing tonight? I got my kids down early, which is pretty nice, and my wife is at a mom's night. So I get to game. Woohoo! Yo, Santa Rojo. Thank you for the follow, dude. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah, what's up, Alex? I heard about the issue. There was a lot of buzz in Discord about it. I saw a screenshot, at least, of a patch they were immediately pushing out to fix it. Also, my game forced a restart, so I think they at least attempted a fix. Now, I don't trust that. I'm going to be pre-locking until the cows come home. But, yeah, that issue probably really jacked some people up. Hopefully nothing too devastating for anyone with, like, maybe some tech they were working on or whatever. I'm sure there was some sad moments in there for somebody. But I'm still skeptical, like, even though they fixed that and we don't have any reports of other issues, I am not going to be surprised if there are other issues, because this temple is very sensitive, and the degree of punishment for the game having a bug in the temple is as high as it gets. There you are. This thing's usually over in the middle on this map, but it snuck over here this time. I've only got about 4 more maps to do, and then I'm at 60 crystals, and we'll probably be in the temple the rest of the night. I finished pretty much all of the hard moves in the temple. I'm actually done with tech entirely. And the loot is dramatically increased, thanks to the garrison's increasing rare monster effectiveness. Is it garrison? No. Commander? Commander. So yeah, I'm excited to get down there in the temple. Ooh, gosh. Yeah, that would be scary, Grandmaster. Very scary. What's up, Zorite? Yes, you have to manually click Spellslinger. It's an invocation spell, not only a trigger spell. Somebody else said temple is sensitive. It is very sensitive. It's got some quirks, and it is not fun to learn about a quirk in like real time, personal experience learning. I have learned some quirks in real time. Yeah, I've heard about the numlock auto cast thing. I heard it has to be done like every map. It also means you can't control when it goes off, and I like being able to target it on like the denser, beefier mobs, basically. Like I don't want it going off all the time. I will also often time it with hitting my Olroth's flask, because I know I will have life missing after I spell slinger. So I'm at full life here. You'll notice when I spell slinger, I'll go down and then I can click Olroth. Well, maybe not because I'm overcapped, but we'll see. Yeah, I have to do another one because I was at 5k instead of 3.5, but you can time those up and then guarantee that you have the guard. So yeah, I'm not into the numlock tech. It's fun to spell sling. It has no cast time, so it's kind of fun to just zoom. That's the sound it makes. Now, who here is familiar with the music I have playing? Anyone nostalgic hearing this? Should be the last one here. I should be at 60, maybe 58 crystals. Crystals! Oh, this map's kind of nasty, actually, for this. It is StarCraft! Ding, 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 ding. You win the prize.
I need more time.
Forever stuck on 36. Actually, you will see those medallions. I believe they're considered advanced medallions. So you'll see them later. You'll get up to 60 still. You lucky guy. One bad part about not having them when you start is that when you get them later, they are replacing a different advanced medallion that you could be getting. You don't have to kill the architect. It's recommended to do it first because of the replacement issue. Did that guy die? What the heck? What's up, Habitual? Thanks for following, dude. Good evening. Welcome. We are at 56. I'm going to go all the way to 60 here. It'll feel good.
Good news for you.
Kaisarshid says, are you doing your own temple layout or the one Fubgun copied? I'm doing the one... let me pull it up here. Mustlia's Russian tech, Roman tech. Credits to Musty A and Kraken Bool, reused by Fubgun. This is the one. Oh, well, heck, if you got the architect in the perfect spot, that is the right time to stop. You made the right choice there. Habitual says, I just started your build. Why don't I see as many comets? My damage on comet is low for single target. There could be a lot of reasons, but speaking generically, your cast on crit needs to be as high level as you can afford. So, like a corrupted level 20 at least, because the 21 gem is... The level 20 spirit uncut gem is very expensive. Probably unaffordable for many. Boom. That's a good essence. Alright, so max level cast on crit. Then you need your crit chance to be 100% on Spark. Very important, obviously. And then energy gain. So you want a increased energy gem in the cast on crit. You also want, you know, if you want to see more comments, you can put, what's it called? Energy retention in there. Worth noting, I was pointing this out last night, that the Gloom Shrine Scepter, the Palm of the Dreamer, does not proc critical hits. So if you're running that scepter, you will see less comets. The map is showing which rooms in the temple are cleared. That is freaking awesome. I love how GGG just casually does that for us. What's up, Brain Offline? Welcome, dude. Oh, you're only 81. Oh, yeah, dude. You just got a long way to go. It'll come. It'll all come. You have to be patient with the cast on crit. It'll grow like a little baby. Grow like a little baby gator. And soon it'll be trying to bite you. Previously credited to Kaiba. Yeah, that's right. I think it used to say that in that tool, too. Interesting. I'm not totally sure it's the best layout, but it seemed... I don't want to say easy to follow, because I screwed up things here and there. But it seemed reasonable enough to follow. And here we are with it. Dude, the color of these sockets is so cool to see in the items. I love it. Muki says, could this budget build run the juiced unique Abyss tablet? I don't know. I've never tested. Definitely on the minimum budget version, I would probably think no. On the 400D budget, I would think yes. Yep, jewels, passives, and then your wand can roll a big crit. Like you can get up to 70-something% on the wand. I did, before the stream, update the Mobalytics with a even higher budget version. It was never in my plans to publish this, but just everyone's been asking what else can I do to improve. So it's here. I've got the variant here. I made lots of notes, especially about some of the items and choices. I'll go ahead and link this in the chat. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, I want to check Discord to make sure nobody's seeing any more bugs with the temple. I'm definitely scared to run the temple after the patch. Made two mirrors? The heck? That's ridiculous. Zoraid says he's tried it. It's doable without scaling the pits. I definitely didn't design the build for that content. The build is designed for temple smashing. Alright, so we're in this garrison commander chain here that's going to come, I believe, all the way around that way. We are just garrison commanders all the way till this slot adjacent to the architect here. I'm going to do double pre-locks all the way through. I've actually rolled about 30 crystals waiting for a commander, which I can't believe. I feel like I always see commanders. Oh well. Oh, you dropped Last Relic? Dude, that is awesome. Kaisara, I will probably post POBs in Discord, but I will that is probably the last update to the Mobalytics guide. Other than I do like to, once I have a build, like a recommended build finalized, I like to do trade links with a description of the trade links. So I'll probably update the MOBA guide with trade links for the items, but that'll be it as far as the items themselves. The build as it is runs the temple beautifully. So it's a minimum viable expense for a beautifully cleared temple, basically. What's up, Music Thief? Welcome, dude. Game feels like a little bit laggy, which is crazy. Curious to see if the loot feels nerfed. I was getting about 25 to 30 divines prior to the patch. The patch had a cryptic note in there about monster effectiveness in the temple. It didn't necessarily look like a nerf, but the temple does need a nerf, so I was skeptical that it wouldn't be. Look at all the modifiers on these rares. Holy cow. That's dirty, man. Boop. Yeah, I've loved that as well. Temple became the end game. It really was an end game unto itself. Massive amount of content to sink my teeth into with good reward on the other side. It could have been better. There we go, baby. How are my medallions? Oh, I have 4 locks. Sitting pretty here. Okay, I'm going to turn off the StarCraft music, and I'm going to adjust my audio in-game here. Save. Okay. I did switch my... I created a new filter once I got my temple to this state because my regular filter... Well, it's showing too much, but it also wasn't designed for like 30 div every 10 minutes. The custom sounds were like a little bit overkill for that. So I made a new temple filter. It's extremely strict. Still shows waystones. Tier 0 and Tier 1 currency only with some modifications in there. All non-unique items are turned off. And then I set some custom rules for uniques. But yeah, very clean filter, so that way the clear is just really fast and we're maximizing just the currency we pull out of here. Speaking of, so far it feels nerfed, man. Not gonna lie. Alright, is that a reroll? Nope. So far, temple loot feels nerfed. Even just like, I'm not even seeing like a nulls. Like, a nulls aren't very valuable, but they're more rare than divines. So sometimes they're another nice marker for like how juicy is something. Yeah, you should be able to search my filter. I can go grab a, link to it. And probably should update the excuse me, the Mobalytics with a link to it. So yeah, I think it's this one. There it is right there. And I'll pop this in the Moba. Character, loot filter, update, bonk. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Takes care of that.
You challenge the best of the best.
So one of the main like cornerstone upgrades to the Blood Mage was prompted by just wanting more rarity. We should be at over 160 rarity here. Let me double check. Fact check myself. 160% exactly. For some reason I thought it was like 167 earlier. But I crafted a golden ring, right? Rare implicit. With the same mods before. I got a little lucky. I hit % lightning damage on it. And then as soon as the ring had no resists, I kind of had to retool how we hit max res by working with the boots and a enchant on the headhunter. And it's all worked out. Pretty res capped. Headhunter kind of ends up taking care of res cap for you too once you get enough rare monster modifiers. But it is nice to just like know that you're always res capped. And then yeah, as soon as I got to a nearly completed state of the temple itself, I took off the Sacred Flame and swapped back to Palm of the Dreamer. I think it's called, yeah, Palm of the Dreamer.
No one bests me.
And one of the reasons for that swap during the temple building phase was that Palm of the Dreamer has such strong negative light radius that it makes it harder to see the medallions in the temple, which is a big deal when you're building. So many locks, I'm passing them up.
The vow of many onslaughts.
Habitual says, where do you pick up extra crit chance? You're not missing anything? Didn't you say you were like level 80? You're definitely missing some if you're only level 81.
Not yet.
But yeah, big areas are the jewels, the heart of the well, the wand. Checking if there's anything in the support gems themselves. I don't think so. Let me see if I am crit capped. Yeah, I'm crit capped. I think there's a headhunter mod that is crit as well. So like in combat, you may go up a little bit. Oh, you're 81 crit chance. Oh, got you. Yep, that's probably just... I'm guessing that's just slightly worse jewels. And then the headhunter buff is helpful. What the heck is this thing? Never seen it. Sun Splitter. Wait, what? Oh, weird.
You reek of stupidity.
I'm on 7. Skill effect duration, would I ever consider 13? I mean, obviously it'd be nice, but I think for the temple, wherever I'm at with overall skill effect duration is enough, right? One of the main things skill effect duration helps with, I believe, is single target, because your initial sparks are sitting there for longer, right? In the temple, we don't have... I mean, I'm sure some of these rares are pretty beefy, but we don't necessarily have like an insane, 50 mil single target that we have to take down. So, I think it's fine where it's at.
You have made a grave mistake.
Restricted room. Would the 1K div version be good for Sakama boss farming? It's probably okay, but it is probably not ideal. You really want to focus on single target for that, right? And this build does not think a whole lot about single target optimization.
Inferno.
What's up, Slayer? Word on the street is a patch came in which fixed the lock problem in the temple. That's what I've heard. That's what the people are telling me. Thanks for the follow, dude. Welcome. And Lemmer, I saw your question. I don't know what information you're actually seeking. I mean, you can just go like anywhere they have temple resources and look up the rooms. I'm going to finish this run to see how the div count compares to the runs I was doing before the patch. Should be interesting. No, not locks, just the actual loot. There was one line in the patch notes about monster effectiveness in the temple. Didn't necessarily look like a nerf, but I was skeptical.
Drown in their fortune.
Hopefully they fix the bug mechs. You know, the mechs in here were bugged out. Hopefully they fix that. That would be cool. Currently have 2K divs. Don't know what to buy for this build. Do you already have some pieces going, or like are you starting from scratch? If you're starting from scratch, obviously like you need a wand. Oh no, do we have a bugged mech? Ah, we have bugged mechs. I have an overabundance of locks. I don't think locks were nerfed. Whoa! Look at that weird grayness showing the rooms you completed. That's really helpful. Anybody know a way to unlock these bugged mechs sooner? I'm thinking when I get the workshops to tier 2, I think that format of the workshop bugs less frequently. Flenick, thanks for the follow, dude. You cast a curse on them? Interesting. Holy loot. Look at that. That's insane. Okay. I mean, I can't cast a curse on them right now, but I will probably bring a curse down. I do have a free gem slot. And if that works, that would be fantastic. Holy cow, those rares have a lot of modifiers. That is awesome. Oh, hey, they changed the visual tooltip of the Headhunter buff back to this. It was that weird green thing before. I love all these little nuggets we have to find that, like... Well, actually, I don't know if that's in the patch notes or not. I suppose it could be. Holy divs, man. Oh, sweet. I got a Wrathpith. That's awesome. Huh. Interesting. All right, level 3 Spy Master. Area contains an additional Unchained Beast. What was the other one you were wondering about? What's up, Flenick? Usually watch you on YouTube. I'm the dude trying to SSF Adonai's. Hey, dude, you're a legend. I have found it 3 times now, but all in the temple. So maybe if you get a temple going, you can find Adonais. Probably is for sure the best way to do it. Is 2K div enough to build this from scratch? Oh yeah. 2K will get you to where I am at right now, which is like fairly maxed out. Minus like multi-mirror items that are in some of the other variants. Corruption Chamber 3 and Golem 3. I don't have a Golem 3, but Corruption Chamber 3 says Abomination. And yeah, I don't have a Golem 3. I might get one soon here with I get a generator. And by the way, that snake pit ring, I'm not totally sure what that ring actually is, man. I have to look that up after this temple if I can remember. The heck is the snake pit ring, everybody? Is this Locust tier 3? Oh, interesting. So just wrong. That's weird, man. Thanks for clarifying. Yo, Lemmer, thanks for following, dude. Appreciate it.
You have made a great mistake.
Checkpoints in each room. Monsters in the corner to wake up. Dude, monsters in corner is a big one. I don't know if they fixed that or not, but that would be awesome. Well, I would say if you're new, Notchko, like start on a budget. You know, follow my 400D guide or something. And then through the process of like experiencing the budget start, you will learn like what items are pulling weight and what you need to do. If that makes sense. All right, I pulled 13 divs. That is tremendously less than what I was pulling before. Of course, it could be bad RNG. I did get 8 nulls and 3 perfect exalts and 1 perfect chaos. There was probably a lot of chance orbs in there as well. Never, Commander. It won't come out. We're going to do just a quick... Sorry, I try not to chew ice while I'm streaming. I forget, though. We're going to do a quick in and out here to see if we can get a commander. Jeez. All right, here's the dynamo, so I can get this to tier 3 and tell you what's here. It says Royal Sentinel. There you have it. I guess I can safely put that there. It's a little scary. It's so close. I don't think these can go anywhere. Spymaster could go there, but no thanks. Too weird. That's cool, Flenick. That's really exciting, dude. Let me look up this snake pit ring. Yeah, it's a cool journey you're on. That'll be really fun if you actually find an Adonais. D. Garnier did a POB command. I've got everything in the Moba guide, including POB links right there. I'll drop that in for you. Snake pit. Oops. Oh, yeah, this thing. Chain and fork and cannot pierce. This cannot pierce is, in my opinion, at least from what I've experienced of Spark, is pretty bad. I wouldn't want this ring. Pierce 3 is just really good on Spark, especially with the cast on crit. Now, I have heard people say that fork on Spark is really good. I've just never actually really tried it very much myself, so take my comment with a grain of salt.
Death is my power to wield.
Used to be popular with Stormlands back in Dot 2. Yeah, I can see that. It would probably work better with that. Especially the chaining, right? Wasn't Stormlands really big into chaining? Divines. I have rolled like, what was that, 12 more? I've rolled like 40 to 50 crystals and haven't found a commander, which is so funny because I see commanders all the time when I haven't needed them. Temple is so biased. Oh, I see. The Pierce downside was only bound to one side. Okay, perfect. Well, that's a cool ring then. I think it's interesting. Especially if your Spark is not like 6 linked. What's up, Dawn? Yeah, this is fully optimized. Exceptional Shrouded Mail. I have to assume that's pretty bad, but we'll see. Look at these checkpoints we're getting in every room. Quality of life from GGG. They care about us, guys. They care.
Perhaps you will be a worthy adversary.
You need to spam Spark less. When you get Cold Infused Spark going with Scions, you don't have to spam it as much. You can kind of be more cozy. You can kind of walk around the room. I'm going to test this theory out, by the way. But yeah, you can kind of cozy up and just walk around the room. You don't got to be so spammy. I'm just in the habit of being spammy is all. Oh, that's cool, yeah. Double Corrupt could be cool. So many locks. Can't complain. All right, did I miss any questions? If I missed a question from anybody, please repost. Been trying to be attentive. A lot going on with patch notes and speeding temple and all the things, man. 275 spirit. Yeah, it's not too hard to come by actually on this build. We're not even using the amulet for it. So it could easily be like much higher.
Not yet.
A smithy, not needed. We need a commander game.
Out of my way. Another core to serve
Oof.
me.
Love to see it. Oh yeah.
The vows have many unseen.
Another lock. I am so fortunate. There's that series vault, now accessible from a side room. Very scary. Not interested. Another lock. Ridiculous. I guess I could leave. Let me get this div and then I'll leave.
Perhaps you will be.
I really want to test, like, whether the loot is worse some more, but
Need more time.
I suppose the general consensus from everybody will test that just fine. 'Cause I'm full, right? Yep. Need some commanders, dude. Golly. You ever seen commanders not show up like this? It's unheard of. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, I'll go ahead and run this, especially for the Tier 3 Stone Legion. And then I'll probably back out of there pretty soon. Alex had to step away. Did they fix the bug? I think so. I haven't seen an auto close. I have always been in the habit of pre-locking because that bug could happen before the patch. It just wasn't always happening.
Another corpse to serve me.
So yeah, I was in the habit of pre-locking, but I don't think you have to anymore. Hopefully now it never happens because before the patch it was already happening quite often, really. What's up, Yuba Menus? Thanks for following, man. Good evening. Get some reroll cards or something.
Many
I'm chewing through crystals trying to find commanders. Like, are commanders even a unique room? Like a rare room? In my mind, they're like perfectly common. It might be time to bring Unleash back to Spark. I'm kind of feeling that here with how quickly these rooms are deleting.
the vow.
Unleash would be like one click and walk away. This is really smooth. Yuba says, sorry for the vague question, but when can I expect my temple to start spitting out divs? I would like it to spit divs at me. It would depend on the layout you're building and how far along you are in it. I would say I'm doing like the most well-known Giga layout. And when I got about halfway in, the divs started to spit in my face a bit. Yeah, for sure, Flenick. Don't hesitate with the questions. If I miss it in the threads, you know, I've got 2 kids, a family, and a full-time job, so I miss a lot of stuff. Feel free to @ me in the Discord. If I miss it constantly, feel free to DM me. Excited for your SSF journey, man. That's really cool. Dawn says reliably dropping divs on first snake. That seems reasonable. We don't need this thing. Interesting item, though. It's probably never worth it to pick up a unique and check the roll. Like, it's probably just wasting time that could be more div drops. Cheers, man. Yeah, so if you've got the armories in there, those actually juice a little sooner because that humanoid effectiveness activates, whereas in the Giga layout, you're really waiting for the commanders. But then you're going to hit a ceiling that's a bit lower. Like, it'd be pretty rare for you to see 4 divines in a room, and obviously there's just divines everywhere in these rooms. Fix my crit a lot. 97 now. What was I saying about Gloom Shrine? The Gloom Shrine is an on-death effect, and it does not proc your crits, which maybe doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you're looking for lots of comets, it's a huge deal, because the Gloom Shrine wipes out most of the like rare and magic monsters, or sorry, normal and magic monsters, and so then you don't get crit procs on all those monsters, so you see a lot less comets. Last night I was running Sacred Flame instead of Gloom Shrine, and the amount of comets I would say was like quadrupled what we're seeing here tonight. 5 blocks. Do I have a link to my temple? In the temple builder, it's just that main one. It's just that top one. I can link the temple builder if nobody has that. But yeah, it's just this one right here. Musties. Drop that in here. Yeah, Crumbling. What's up, dude? I can take a look at your POB in a little bit. Is it for Blood Mage? Please let me know. If it's not for Blood Mage, I'll probably wait to look after the stream. But a lot of people in here are working on their Blood Mage, so sometimes reviewing one can be helpful for everyone. Okay, yeah. I'll pull it up here in a second. So yeah, this temple layout, I don't know like relative difficulty to other temples, but I have to imagine that it is a fairly difficult temple to build. I know there were high-end creators who made videos on how to build them, and there were errors in the videos, like true errors, like incorrect steps recommended. And I think that just speaks to the difficulty of the build. However, I didn't really mind, and I goofed things up myself quite a bit. I didn't really mind because I'm very much under the impression that we're only going to have temples like this one time, and it's going to be this season. So I'm just kind of enjoying the ride. I'm Miley Cyrus over here. It's about the climb. So yeah, habitual 97 crit will help you a lot, and then if you have a headhunter, the headhunter buff will get you over the hump to 100.
Perhaps you will be a worthy adversary.
Whoa, my guy is frozen. Okay, I think I heavy stunned. Someone remind me, I need to bring Unleash back. This is feeling very Unleash worthy. Unleash and Scions have a weird, like, competing reality to them, in a way. Especially with the cold infusions. But I think it's okay. I don't think it will matter in terms of damage. Randomly gambled a 4 Vertex, but I lost the crit on it. Still worth it. I mean, yeah, if you're on a budget... definitely worth it still. It's a heck of a roll. If you're wanting to min-max, the crit is really good. I mean, 30 crit, that's like 2 or 3. I like to think of that as like 2 or 3 passives. So, you know, that's a really powerful affix, and if you're not crit capped, you know, eventually you're going to want to get one that's crit. But you could probably sell that one for a decent amount, I would think. Do I run Adorned? No. So even my most expensive version avoids all of the ridiculously expensive items that show up in frequent Blood Mage builds. So no at Series Splendor, no Adorned, no Giga Rare Amulet. Where am I? I'm here. This is tier 3. I'm trying to remember my room tiers. And no crazy Wrath Pit stuff. No Temporalis. Is that all of them? I think it's all of them. For a while, I had a no Vertex rule, but Vertex has come way down in price, so... relative price. Yeah, I do have +4 Vertex.
No consequence.
For a very long time, I just ran a rare helmet, which was nice. It was more defenses, more health. It was more crit, and of course, I ran it with double rarity. So it was very nice to run that, and super flexible because it had 2 sockets. But Vertex is just insane. They're a rare. Nothing in the game can compete with Vertex. Look at that. There was a destabilize lock over here. That I didn't see it because of Palm of the Dreamer. That's one of the reasons I let go of Palm of the Dreamer while I was building my temple, because that can happen very easily if you didn't know. What are some good leveling Amazon builds? Oh my gosh. I would think just put a bow on. Put a poison bow on. Just copy a poison Pathfinder build, but do it on Amazon. It's got to be the best. See how quickly the build can finish one run? Yeah, I'll be really excited to see that. I think more speed optimizations can be achieved, especially with blink and cooldown. I don't know if I'll go for them, but I forgot a spirit gem.
Not yet.
We're stuck here in these workshops. These are a bummer, man. I wish they'd have fixed this. Oh well, I get to pause and drink some Dr. Pepper. I know, seriously. Thanks for the follow, Don. Dawn of the Zed. Oh, I love that name. Dawn of the Zed. Goodness. I'm at exactly 160 rarity. I do think the benchmark that you should target as a goal, if you're going to like try and min-max, is 150. There's been decent evidence in seasons past that 150 is sort of a break point for the benefit. Now, there are benefits beyond 150. That's been confirmed like by people who use rarity bots and stuff like that, but 150 is really solid for solo play. Dude, thanks for the sub, Zed. You're making my night, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for being here. This little chain feels slow. These workshop rooms are just really goofy. I really got to try out that curse thing. See if that wakes up these sleepy robots. Nobody has use for a sleepy robot, man. Whew. Game's feeling kind of laggy and floaty. It's crazy.
You have made a great mistake.
Was that a tabby? Oh, on my guy? I'm obsessed with the, if you mean tabula rasa, I'm obsessed with the tabula rasa skin. So I always put it on my final chess piece. I copy it over. I'm a big scummy like that. Now, I have thought about tabula rasa for this build.
You have made a great
It might happen still.
no consequence.
A lot would have to change, but that'd be pretty cool. I love tabula. Yeah, it's very confusing. It is unfortunate that it's so confusing, but I just love it too much.
None can oppose me.
I'm full. Completely full. Is this thing worth anything? Nope. Whoop. Couple of rooms left here, and then we'll have a count. We'll have a div count on another run.
Glorious energy.
Temple feels nerfed overall. Not by a devastating amount, but I don't know if anybody else is running their temple. It just feels like less divs. Quite a bit less. I have 44 in like 2.5 runs, I guess. Yo, what's up, Boolal? Boolal. Here you go, man. I'll paste it into the chat for you. All right. We've got an upgrade. We got 4 locks. We've even got the garrison for afterwards. We just need commanders. Boom. Commander! Let's go. Have you had multiple tinks in one room yet? Oh, yeah. I think in that last run there was 4 in 2 rooms. Okay, where's this POB I was going to look at? I'm scrolling up. I think it was crumbling. I think you're good, Zorite. They patched out the big problem that they initially patched in. Oh, maybe you put it here. Is Spark still a thing? Bearded Brandino. I love your name. Oh, yes. Multiple Spark channels. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Crumbling. Awesome, dude. All right, so this is Crumbling's Blood Mage. We'll review it together. We'll see if there's any room for improvements. One of the first things I'll look at is stat distribution. I think you are overstatted on Dex and Int, so you can bring a lot more into Strength, which will improve your health pool, which will improve your crit damage bonus. Your wand is sexy. Obviously, a +4 is going to be a huge improvement to everything, but that's going to be pretty expensive. +3 verdicts. You want the flow rune in here. You've got cost efficiency. That's really bad in our build. Add Quipolotls Soul Core of Flow. It's a nice choir. Got the level 20. Beautiful. Very nice ring. Trying to think if you would want to consider divining this. I guess not. 11% CDR is okay. I spent a lot of divines on mine just rolling 12. Just making sure I have 12 and then getting the best roll I could in the other affixes. So if you're squeezing out improvements, that's definitely an area. Going from 11 to 12 there and getting 2 more is very good. Looks good. Cast speed, effective items, looks good. You have 2 frozen charms. You know, you can go with Follow the Axe and get more speed. You can go with a rarity charm. Tree is missing. Is your tree missing acceleration or is that on the weapon swap? I think it's on the weapon swap. Hopefully you got acceleration there. Those are probably solid. I'm not going to look at the blue jewels. All right, so I have recently, just so you know, I've recently teched in Flame Wall and Arbiters into Spellslinger. Gives you the Archon buff more frequently, and you constantly have Lightning Infusions now. So Flame Wall consumes them to buff the projectiles of your Spark even more. I recommend that upgrade now, pretty much outright. Boolal asks, can I swap Jade for +3? You can, but it won't clear the temple as fast. Choir of the Storm is super, super efficient in the temple. Nafe Yohani, temple is not bugged anymore. You're good to go. By the way, on divining your ring, what I did was I divined the affixes and then used the omen to divine the prefix back. That's crazy, Fishy. Sorry to hear it, dude. That looks good. That looks good. Good. Talked about Flame Wall. Catals. Siphon. Overwhelming. Everything else looks good, man. You should be rocking. Do I have that duration loop? Yeah, I do. Yeah, a few areas for minor improvement. You know, the biggest improvement margins will be the +1 skills here and +1 skills here. Because getting +2 across the board is going to be just massive. But that's expensive, right? So the other things I've mentioned is the best you can do without, you know, busting the wallet open. Yeah, your comment's fine. I wouldn't worry about the tooltip numbers. If the temple's blowing up, then you're good, right? All right, so I finally got Commander here, and I have a guard house. I've always called those garrisons, but guard house, that's cool. I'm going to pull up my temple builder. I always just simulate everything I think I'm about to do next, just to be sure. So we're going to go Commander, guard house, and that's all we can do. Oh, wait, I'm up a little higher, aren't I? No, that's right. Commander, guardhouse. And then let's double check that against this layout. Yep. Good and good. Okay. Commander, guardhouse. And getting these upgrades into Commander are huge for the loot. Commander is like a huge loot boost in the temple. Take that up to tier 3. 60% effectiveness. It's going to get a lot harder, isn't it? Double lock. We're ready to go.
I have a buyer.
Yeah, the armor is Warrior Invictus. It just looks like Tabula Rasa. It's a warrior. Just reskinned. Johan says everything is so expensive. It's because of inflation. Divines just aren't worth very much. So early on in the season, if you wanted a whittling, it was 3 div. And now it is almost 40 div. And this morning it was 29. I take all of my divines when I have them, and I convert them into something stable. I have 38 whittlings at the moment. I think I had like 60 earlier. I cashed out and crafted a ring and some boots. But yeah, don't hold on to pools of divines. You are just losing money, basically.
Ancient power.
In fact, I need to
What's
swap
new?
mine out. It's already going up some more.
All right, your order is registered.
Should be good there. Okay, we're going back. What would you say the Flame Wall into Spellslinger is a good change for the build regardless of the stage? Maybe. If you're struggling with clearing, like, you know, larger single target minions, then I would hold off on it. Is this thing safe here? I think it is. Yep. Always scary, man. Always scary. Are you trying to fit in farming at Siri into your temple? I'm not. I'm terrified of anything in the temple that could ruin it.
Unpredictable, as always.
What skills on 1 and 2? There's no skill swap. Weapon stat 2 is just for farming maps. It's a bunch of light radius for farming maps. So I just hard swap. I push X and I farm maps. But it's not actually bound to a weapon or to a skill.
You defile this place.
Yohani? What's the right way to say it? Oh, goodness. By the way, my YouTube folks, so Weak Hold Gun has asked, what is your DPS? My friend can't carry me in the temple. Is somebody wearing a grave bind? If somebody's wearing a grave bind, then Palm of the Dreamer doesn't work. That's a huge, huge DPS nerf. You would not want to wear Palm of the Dreamer if you're grave binding. What else did I miss? Flame Wall question. Would I run in Series Splendor? Subby has asked. What's up, Subby? Yeah, I would. It's multi-mirror now, so it's been multi-mirror for a while, even before all this inflation. The good one, anyway. So what you would do is you'd run the full ES rolled at Series Splendor, and then you would swap the Ascendancy to Life from ES on Chest, and you would run Mana Battery, convert the ES to Mana, and then you'd run Wrathpith with the Corrupted Affix for damage from Mana, the base Affix from damage for life, and Crit for life, and yeah, you got a Giga build, but you're at multi-mirror budget to, in the temple at least, essentially do the same thing. So I like this option here better in that context. But overall, yeah, the armor is amazing for this build. Naif or Naif. Interesting. Let me know if I'm goofing that up too. Yep, anything that doesn't drop in temple is your stable currency. Fracturing orbs are a little volatile right now because there was a patch note about restoring a minion that wasn't showing up. For a little while there was a tinfoil hat that was the fracturing orb minion. I don't know if that's turned out to be true or not. But everything else, I like ritual currency because ritual is tedious to farm and a lot of people shy away from it. So those currencies I think tend to be like the most stable. And that's any ritual currency. Like I've heard corruption omens are over a div now. So how about that? There's seasons where they've been like 7 exalt. Both is good. Okay. I'll stick with Yohani then, since it's like my thing. I love how much this build plays itself. Like, I can look up at chat. I'm like, I'm not even looking at the screen a lot of the times. I look down when I hear a tink. Please not that. Okay. Naif. Naif. Naif Naif. No Yohani.
Death is my power to wield. I need more time.
There's the Series Vault. Gonna stay away. Am I allowed to go in there? It looks like I'm allowed to go in there. Don't I have to have the like unlock chamber? Not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. Temple is too precious. Woof. Worth mentioning for anyone who's tuning into the build and is not familiar with it. One place we get giga damage from is the cold infusions. And if you look up in my tooltips, you'll see them generating constantly. We're basically tooling it so that Spark generates its own infusions. The fire infusions on Comet are cool too. They're okay damage increase, but the cold infusions on Spark are ridiculous. I mean, 700% more damage on paper anyway. Spark's it's a skill that has like mechanical limitations to damage, but you know, all you can work with is what it does on paper, and on paper the cold infused Spark is like 700% more damage with Scions. Nice. I got a reroll. That's good. You don't think 900 div will be enough? It should be to get you going pretty good. Should be more than enough if you spend wisely. One of the next videos I'm going to make is going to cover shopping for all the items for this build and how to, you know, save tons of money if you're on a huge budget and then how to search the trade site wisely if your budget is not very slim and you're wanting to spend, but you want to spend intelligently. It's a type of video I would love to make sooner, but like you really can't do it until you know the items you want to recommend. Otherwise, you might start wasting people's money, and that is rude. What is my process when theory crafting? Do you mean theory crafting a build? That would be a fun question. You're worse when spending wisely, like gambling. I mean, part of spending wisely is knowing, like, micro crafting a bit. So, to some extent, it's not always about the spend. It's about knowing some of the crafting stuff.
You reek of stupidity.
Struggle to think outside the box as a new player. I mean, you really can't when you're new. The best thing you can do when you're new is follow other builds and learn them. Like, understand how they actually work. That will set you up for future theory crafting success. In PoE 1, I'm still somewhat at that state. Like, I'm still in a follow builds state in PoE 1 because it's so complex. And then once you get familiar with the game, to come up with something brand new, you could go exploring. Like, you can go look at gems and uniques on PoEDB and see if anything, tickles your brain. And then go into PoB and kind of flesh it out a bit. That's usually my process, more or less. Another avenue is like thinking about what type of content you want to maximize efficiency for. And that can often bring innovations to light. That's kind of how this build came to be for me. Because I was like maining Stormweaver at the beginning of the season and loving it. But Stormweaver has some limitations for the temple for sure. I don't know if you need 97-ish. I'm not sure how much the Headhunter buff is, but I think it's a lot. I think it's 300% increased. So at 91, you probably bump up to 100 in combat. And if you're in the temple, you're like always have that buff, right? Look at my Headhunter buffs. They're like a permanent 5960, so. Yeah, for me, Dawn, the 4-month cycle is too fast. I like to spend more time in both games. And nobody would ever, I don't think, ask for a longer cycle because that's less content. But if I had it my way, it would be like 2 leagues a year each game. And that would be a pace that would be really enjoyable for me. Yeah, I get what you mean, Nayef. I get you, man. I know Haram, too. I used to teach in high schools for a living, and I taught world faiths. I know a little bit here and there. What's the name for Islamic wisdom? Sufism? I liked Sufism, if I'm remembering that right. PoE 1 is dead to you? Why? Because PoE 2 is so awesome? That's a fair reason. I still am completely in love with PoE 1. I love both games. I don't need other games anymore. PoE 1 died a long time ago for you? Wow. Are you guys like controller people? I always think of the controller people. I'm like, you could never. How can you controller PoE 1? Wish for awful things. PoE 2 needs more variety. Yeah, I mean, it'll come, right? PoE 1 just has so many years of iteration that PoE 2 doesn't have yet. If was it in PoE1, I would play it. I think I've heard a lot of people say that. If GGG could do one thing to make that other game more inviting, I think it would be WASD in PoE1. I even have a massive, like, 4-hour moment when I switch over of, like, okay, how do I use a mouse again? So ridiculous.
You have made a grave mistake.
Wow, that guy was, like, really beefy for some reason. Dude, thanks, Don. Dawn of the Zed. Thanks for being here, and thanks for the nice comment, man. Okay, do I want to run the other side of my temple yet? This can't drop medallions. This is low chance for advanced. These barracks rooms are probably decent. What's in the commander rooms? I gotta go find out. I can't even remember. We'll go run a little bit of it just to kind of see. Show and tell for me.
Take you.
Use a gamepad. That's probably pretty nice, especially on PoE2. Joel asked, do you have a full build on YouTube? I do. I have 2 videos for this build. One is like a baseline kind of explaining everything. And then number 2 talks through some of the upgrades for when you have a bit more money. Because the starting budget for this build is like dirt cheap. I mean, a couple of divines. But then obviously it goes up tremendously. Sky's the limit with Blood Mage. If you've got 10 mirrors, you could sink them all into this build if you wanted to. Oh yeah, the commander, that guy. Okay, he's cool. He's cool. How much would you say it costs to make this? I have 3K divs right now. You're good. The version I'm running now is cheaper than 3K divs. And I have optimized to the point where I don't think I have anything left I want to do. Arthur Chin, thanks for the follow, dude. Appreciate it. Never commander. I think I have to commander just like all the way around, so there's no point in sitting on anything except for more commanders. Yay. Bonk. 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 I say never commander, and game gives me many commanders. Thank you, game. Don't want to do that. Scary. We will pre-lock. I'm a big fan of pre-locking. Boop. And boop. Wow. Temple is almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces left. This is awesome. Oh. Can this do juiced abysses? Yeah. I mean, what I have going on here can do anything. If I was not in the temple, I'd probably get rid of Palm of the Dreamer and run like Sacred Flame or Wrathpith. But otherwise, build is good for maps as is, or you could improve by swapping that out. And I have 160 rarity, so it's all about rarity here. We rolled 23 divs on that run. I can't say whether that's like nerfed or not, but it seems pretty solid. Meligaros is fun. I just like this item. I always keep it. Still crashes at 900. Sorry, fishy. Naif, no mirror drops in PoE2. Have found tons of mirrors in PoE1. Hoping to find my first in this stinky temple. Gonna try to reinstall. Man, I hope that helps. You have any like background processes running or something?
Always rearranging their guts.
There's lots of things that are eating up your RAM. Always. The big graphics setting that is huge, if you haven't changed it, is Vulkan for your renderer. Which doesn't look as nice, but it never crashes or lags compared to the other options.
Is my power to wield.
How about locks? Last season I found 2 locks in this game with Kadairo's Gambit. This season, none. Oh yeah, Vulcan's a lifesaver. Now, big caveat, I think when you switch to Vulcan, it's going to clear your shader cache, and I think it's going to make you like slow load every new zone to start. Not 100% sure that's going to happen, but if you notice out the gate it's actually slower, that is probably why. Dawn of the Dead, I'm crit capped. It's 100%. Across the board.
You challenge.
Spent so much money in my Stormweaver. Can you look into to see possible upgrades? Yeah, do you have a POB? If you link it in the Discord and then remind me when I finish this temple run, I can pull it up. We did that for one other, and I think it's a helpful exercise for everybody who's working on this build. Reinstalling anyway, it'll feel good. You may want to find that shader cache folder and delete it. I think it's going to be somewhere else than in the main install file. I can definitely say Stormweaver, Adonai's Stormweaver is extremely powerful. For single target and like dense mapping content, it is better than this build. And comes online for like much cheaper. But it is slower, and the temple is full of mana siphon. And so, in my opinion, you've got to have, you know, health is your life pool is your mana pool. You've got to have that. And so on Stormweaver, you have to run Covenant, and at that point, you should just be on a Blood Mage. And that's why I rolled a Blood Mage. Lots of divs. Man, those commanders did some work, didn't they? It is getting way juicier in here. That one sicko. Nice name, by the way. Yes, if you have that many divs and you have a level 90 plus Blood Mage, you can full send the 1000 div build. That's the one I'm currently on right here. If you want to kind of like grow into the build, go for the 400 div, and then you can make the upgrades. I'm so 69. I appreciate the offer, but I'm just going to keep playing solo. I very rarely party play. I have like one IRL buddy who's on occasionally, and I'll play with him, but that's about it. I prefer the solo adventure of this game. So Mishi, you can look, you know, the initial idea behind this build was you can begin doing the temple on like 5 divs. So my super cheap version, if you know what you're doing, is just like a handful of divs. And that will get you solidly like a quarter of the way through your temple. And then you can start making upgrades, because a quarter finished temple is going to drop, you know, good money. So you can definitely get started on it with what you have. You'll want to learn the build. I mean, watch, if you don't know the build well, watch the videos I've made on the build and kind of look at the items carefully and understand the interactions. You'll want to understand it before you start investing, but yeah, you can get online really cheap. Weak hold, if you can paste it in Discord, that is most ideal. You also might get feedback from some others if you paste it there. I've got a channel in the Discord for this build. Are the lineage gems expensive? Yes. Yeah. Lineage gems are just really expensive this league. And the initial variant of the build avoids them completely, I think. The one that's not really required, which is in the build, is Rockiatas. You can definitely pull Rockiatas and still be highly effective.
Face me.
Yep, I have Moria on right now. It just looks like a Tabula because Tabula's awesome looking. For mapping, you said Wrath Pith or Sacred Flame would be better. Which one is better? Well, if you are running... Okay, so for mapping... I mean, truly mapping is a different build in my opinion because Choir of the Storm Amulet is not best in slot for mapping. A rare +3 spells with Spirit is. And then if you have rare +3 spells with Spirit, you probably can get away without running Spirit on the Scepter, and then you can run Wrathpith. But if you are Choir of the Storm, then you probably need the Spirit on Scepter, so then you would run Sacred Flame. And if you're running Sacred Flame and you're mapping, you probably want to take out Rakiatis, because it has an inverse relationship with Rakiatis. That was a big word salad. Hopefully that made sense. What's up, user 92? I can paste the guide in here. I open this. It looks like a really long link for some reason. Boop. That? There we go. Yeah, for sure, Crumbling. Good luck, man. Have fun. There's a Wrathpith. Who needs? Okay, try to remind me. We called to check that after this temple run. If you can drop another just reminder in the chat here so I see it when I get out of this temple, because I tend to forget stuff like that. You have a staff build? I mean, a staff can be good too, actually. It's all about the Spirit. The way the build moves around between different options is all about the Spirit. And, like, how much money you want to spend, of course. Thanks for the sub, sicko. Sicko. What the heck? Oh, my God. You get the helmet already, too? Perfect, dude. You're ready to roll. Another lock. Woohoo.
You freak of stupidity!
Okay, I gotta get better at remembering this layout over in this corner, and also, like, which rooms in this corner I want to get the currency out of. Alright, what's Alpha Hell worth? 70? That's not gonna stick around. So cool to find an Alpha Hell. Wrathpith is multi-div. Okay, hang on to that, I guess. What's up, Flaccid? What level is it again for the last gem slot on Spellslinger? It's actually not level based. It's the level on the wand, where a 20 gives you max links, and I think a 19 gives you the 5 link, or what PoE2 would call 4 support gems, I guess.
It is a matter of science.
Is there a better wand I get? Yeah, the wand is very flexible, actually. The one I am running is, like, not maximally ideal by any means. I just, like, was able to self-craft it for not too much money. That's why I have it. And it's good enough. Like, if I was lacking in damage, I would go out and get something better, but it's important to recognize when your build does enough damage, and then you can, like, work on other parts of the build, like speed and rarity. Yeah, for sure, Flaccid, for sure, man. Thanks for hanging out, dude. It's cool to have somebody on Kick. Always cool. Okay. Well, that Core Destabilizer went and dropped over here. That's cool. I wonder if it does that wherever you are now. Yes. So like I said, I do have one friend I play with, and he runs a Gravebind rarity bot, and the temple clears just fine. Part of that is the Palm of the Dreamer. Like, Palm of the Dreamer is infinite scaling. The damage is based on the life of the monster. So, you know, Palm of the Dreamer by itself, if your character's naked, can carry a lot of stuff. Now, with your rarity bot friend, it gets a little tricky because if they're min-maxing presence, which sometimes that's just default something they do, then they can negate your Palm of the Dreamer. So you could have them run it, or you could have them reduce their presence AoE. Because most of the kills happen on the perimeter, right? From Spark. So there's a way to have both worlds there. 2 questions from Saver Gaming. Super Meta Pathfinder's running Cast on Crit Spark. Cool. Good choice. The Spark deals 115k with Cold Infusion without. It's like 80 and 87. Would you recommend this? I mean, I definitely recommend Cold Infusions. They're really powerful. I don't believe the tooltip represents how much damage they add accurately. So if you can get them without much trouble, I definitely recommend them. Now, as far as Pathfinder on Spark, I really can't speak to that. I don't know what that archetype actually looks like. Intuitively, if it were me, I'd probably just be rolling my Blood Mage because the ascendancy for Blood Mage rolls up into this build too perfectly. It can work on, any class, of course. The skills are so powerful, but yeah, Blood Mage is the best of everything with this build. How much tooltip is Comet? I really don't know. I don't pay much attention to the tooltip DPS numbers unless I'm doing comparisons. Like, does this gem add more? Does that gem add more? Otherwise, I don't look at it too much. I just look at a part of that is because POB in PoE 2 is not as well supported as it is in PoE 1. There's tons of interactions in PoB 2 that are not supported, and so it's not very reliable. And then in both games, tooltip DPS is unreliable. So I just look at like, are monsters dying? And then like, if I make all these changes, are monsters still dying? That's my tooltip. Chilled ground is annoying. That's the reason I'm Pathfinder. There's other ways around chilled ground. A good fall of the axe is what I use, and it's like a constant 4 seconds, negating chilled ground for just 1 charm slot. But you can also run crystallized immunities in a meta jewel, or you can run it on the anoint, on the amulet. There's a lot of ways around chilled ground.
Another corpse to serve me.
22 divs this run. It's pretty solid. Is that the end? Yep, that's the end. I'm not going to run the commanders until they're all juiced up. Dark Mario. Thanks for following, dude. Welcome, welcome. No bones over here. I think we want more garrison commanders, right? Garrison commander, garrison. Only 1 more chain of them, and then we're on to an armory. No luck. No luck and no love. We got this, which is cool. Lock. Lock. All right, let me do a quick catch up on all the questions, and also I think we're going to be looking at a POB together. Hopefully learning some stuff together. Let me take a sip of my drink here. Dude, Daimachu, thanks for following. Seven Ming, thanks for following. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it a lot. Awesome to have you all here. Okay. Are there specific roles you have on the armor? I don't see it when I hover over in Mobalytics. Yeah, Mobalytics does not represent warriors very well at all. I do try to point out here that like the all resistances is very important. And then over here I break down the difference between all the different like things you might want on the warrior. If you open up the actual POB, it'll show you the real properties. So this one is Ellie Res, Spirit, and Chaos Res. That's the warrior I run. Let me move this over here and this here. I know, they really haven't for the tooltip. It would be nice if the game itself could be our source of truth for like what is our tooltip DPS, but it's just never even close. Phrase says, my temple's rubbish, so I delete everything. Well, there you go. Build's too good. Bad Boy says, if we only have the 19 Spell Slinger, what gem do we leave out? Cool question, dude. So have you swapped to the Flame Wall Arbiter tech yet? I think this setup is best, especially if you're repeat temple running. So basically, we drop out the 2 damage gems from Spellslinger and we add Flame Wall Arbiter Ignition. And if I didn't have the 5 supports, I'd take out Boundless Energy and put Arbiter here. That'd be my way of going about it. You run COC in this variant? Yes. Skip on Firestorm because you don't have Adonais. Yes. Yes and yes, Fishy. How long did that temple take? I'm not totally sure. I haven't been timing it. I'm going to wait till it's finished, and then I'll time it. JF Child asks if the new helmet is worth it. Oh, yeah. This helmet's so stupid. This will be gone from the game next season. +4 to all skills. Just like, that's so ridiculous. Donna Zed, is 60% crit good enough for a while? It really depends on what content you're doing. If you're in the temple, I'd say it's fine for like a quarter built temple, and then you need to be higher. And if you have Headhunter, that 60 will go up much higher when you get the buff. Diamachu, dude, thanks for that comment. That's really, really nice of you, and I appreciate it. And I hope you're enjoying, the builds that you are running. Druid stuff is really cool. Just wasn't for me. Hope you're enjoying it. I think the 13 spirit is important, but if we do the math, if it were a 12, we'd be losing 5 spirit, right? And I'm 10 overcapped. And if we did 11, we'd be losing 10 spirits. Then we'd be perfect. And you can also get a 2-socket palm for 120. So at that point, it could go down to 9. What is the range? It's 10 to 14. So yeah, 11 for this setup. But if you had a 2-socket palm, you could go down to 10. I just love how Tabby looks. I'm level 99 at 97%. I'm about to be 100. Thanks for the follow, Maxim. Fishy says, do a slurp. Ay. Okay, somebody has posted a POB for... Is it for Stormweaver? Pasted in Stormweaver text chat. So let's take a look at this real quick. See if we can learn a bit. All right, so this is actually a Stormweaver. And not running Adonais. So what to say about this? If you don't know, I started the league as Stormweaver. Stormweaver was very good. Super hyped about Stormweaver. I think actually Adonais Stormweaver is still better in maps than the Comet Blood Mage. In the Temple, though, it's really good to be on Blood Mage or to run a Covenant on Stormweaver. That's my big, long intro. And then as far as your build here, I'm not sure if you're like struggling with some type of content or what. Maybe a little bit more context about what you're trying to do with this build would be helpful. And then since it's not Blood Mage and it is Stormweaver, I'll definitely lean on some of the other Stormweaver experts in our Discord chat to advise you. And you want more DPS. I don't know what your budget is, but I'll drop a build guide I have for Stormweaver. And you want to go to the Adonais variant. So this build guide starts at level 1, takes you all the way through mana stacking and Adonais. And I have videos that explain mana stacking as as an archetype, and then a video for Adonais. This build right here is insane. Best in slot for your DPS improvement. Hey, thanks for swapping over, Saver. Appreciate it, dude. So yeah, my long-winded answer would be switch to the Adonais variant, get Adonais online, and you'll be doing just crazy, crazy amounts of damage. You won't believe it. You'll be shocked. Actually getting full. I can't hold any more architect orbs. Crazy. Okay, making good progress here. We are double locked. Let's get back in there. You know what? Actually, 1 second, everyone. Where'd my chat go? There it is. Okay, sorry. I'm going to do one more temple run, answer questions as I'm going, and then I may head out for the night. Yeah, Saver, I'll definitely check it out. If you could pop into Discord and drop it in the channel for whatever build that is, assuming it's Blood Mage. We do have a Blood Mage channel. And then I can take a real nice look after the stream and give you feedback. We also have some other like goated gurus in the Discord who know more than I do. And if you're lucky, they'll help you out too. Is there a way to get a blank temple on the site? Yeah, there's actually a button for it. If you look down at the little tooltips on the temple builder, there's a button for it. Does anyone need a link to that temple builder? Somebody earlier asked for it, and I actually am realizing in my head now that that got asked for, and I didn't answer. Sorry to that person if you're still there. Thanks for the follow, Shane. Appreciate it, dude. Can't find an amulet with all res, it's just lightning. Are you talking about Choir of the Storm? The all res is an enchant if you're talking about Choir of the Storm. I evolved it myself to what it currently has. But by default, Choir of the Storm just has tons of lightning res. Yeah, it's an enchant from a Volorb. Very, I don't want to say lucky, but it was something that I had to work hard to get on there. Yeah, the infusions are huge. Absolutely huge. They don't get represented in the tooltip even of like a solid fraction of what value they're actually adding to your build. Will Ice Nova be able to be a swap for Spark? It's actually a really good question. I don't know. I've seen a few clips of the Ice Nova based Stormweavers. They look really cool. To me, they looked kind of flashy. Like they're achieving decent outcomes, but like Spark is still better from a mechanical standpoint. So in that way, they looked kind of flashy. But I say all that and I've never tried them, so I'm not sure, man. Looks really cool. It looks really fun to do. If these seasons went on for 6 months, I would get over to trying to run the Ice Nova. For sure. Did I hear you say 6-link Spark? Yeah, it's like PoE1 lingo, 6-link. It's 5 support gems. Would be the PoE2 proper way to say it. That guy was pretty beefy.
The vow have many unseen.
Love it. I love that perfect exalts have become like they feel like regular exalts. Like if I craft anything, I just slam perfects. I don't even use the omen for duplicating anymore because it wastes money. That is so silly.
Perhaps you will be a worthy adversary.
Oh, that's kind of cool about Headhunter and the AoE. That's kind of neat. That's promising to me. I would still like to get that build, like, give that build a whirl this season if I get around to it. It just looks fun. I love, all the way back to Diablo 2, I just, like, love Ice Nova for what it is. So it'd be really fun to run it. Yeah, exactly. 10% all res? Dude, that's awesome. Does it have the anoint? I hope not to disappoint you, but the Anoint is extremely important in this build. PoE Ninja is showing a different ring than the guide. Oh, really? Ooh, you know what? I bet I had gifts from above on when I did the Ninja import. Is that the case? I wear gifts from above when I'm farming the maps, the Vol Crystals in the maps. And I may have... I actually thought I was wearing the right ring, but the timing of the import may have captured the gifts from above. Thanks for calling that out. I'll have to link a new POB. But just look at the ring that's in the guide. Yep. Fast metabolism. That's the one. Yo, what's up, Rubix? Welcome, dude. Good evening.
I need more time.
We're in Mirror of Kalandra waiting room from now to the rest of the season. All the way till PLE1 launch. This season is the chance to see a mirror in this game. Another Shrine Scepter. That's cool. I love dropping those. They're fun to slam. Should I try and craft it or sell it as is, Slave ass? Well, the guiding question for that question would be, do you know how to craft them? If I found it, I would definitely self-craft it because that is really exciting and super rare. What's it worth? Is it still blue? If it's still blue, it should be worth like a ton. In Sakuma waiting room for Last Flame, that's a fun waiting room too. I've heard that one can go on for many seasons. I've never gotten a mirror in PoE 2. I've gotten quite a few in PoE 1. God, this thing is so hard to click on, I swear. 7 Ming, yes. The weapon set 2 is just for the light radius swap for mapping. Good question. I actually removed it from the Moba guide in the most recent update because it just confuses people. If you're light radius farming, then you know what to do. Shaner, the answer is yes. But the detailed answer is like, it's a super loaded question because, you know, your entire temple needs to work synergistically, more or less. In the patch where they updated the temple values and balanced them, they put diminishing returns on the buffs from the rooms so that your temple has to be more diverse than it needed to be previously. So, yeah, the short answer is yes. You need to have a variety of rooms for maximum value.
You have made a grave mistake.
160 div on the base. The ID2 base is 350. That's interesting. What does ID2 roll on a wand that ID1 can't? I'm going to look that up. I can look that up right now. I'm dying to know. One-handed weapon, wand, 81s. 81s. Am I missing something? Is literally nothing? Am I crazy? People are paying for nothing. All right. Why are you using Laviangas when you aren't? Oh, it's just on there. I don't know. It's not being used at all. I have no mana, obviously. I have to click that core in order to release that room. I didn't realize that. Yeah, dude, nothing you're missing.
Now that this world is mine to conquer.
Okay, this part of the chain is very weird feeling still. I'm hoping it smooths out when the rooms get upgraded a bit more and the layouts are like a little bit better. This layout of the workshop room is kind of messy. And it has buggy minions. Now, if it's going to keep dropping divines like that, I'm going to stop complaining. Need to turn that stone charm off on my filter. That one's useless. Yeah, Sicko is asking whether CDR is important on the rings. Yep. CDR is the cornerstone of the build. Oh my god, I just hit level 100. Hey, yo. Frickin' temple, man. It doesn't even feel real.
Not yet.
Where's the line? I gotta capture a screenshot. I kind of wish I hadn't named my character Ethical Temple Enjoyer. That's when everybody was making unethical temples. Thanks, Mutt. Yeah, man, get your Giga Temple going. It's worth the time just for the journey. Building it was really fun, and was filled with all the emotions that you hope an awesome video game is filled with: devastation, sadness, and glory. This guy's bugged. We just have to wait for him to unbug. Thanks, Slabe. Hello, I'm Base. Baserotonin. You don't watch frequently, and I don't stream frequently, so that works out. I've been trying to stream more. Dude, where's my last fantastic skill point gonna go? I gotta figure that out.
Is my power to wield.
Chink. Oh, back here. And this was a juicy one. Gave up on all the techs, though, after Spy Masters. Fair enough. I mean, if you got the Spy Master tech going, that's huge. Because your temple is not filled with armories. And your Spy Masters don't take up so much space just to sustain locks. So that's a huge improvement if you got to that point. Yes, Fishy, 100%. I can give you a proof positive. Critical hits 100, damage 609. Damage can probably go up. But again, I'll only increase my damage if I need to, and as you can tell from these temple roams, more damage not needed. Oh yeah, somebody asked about the Rite of Passage charm. It's fine to add. Super cool. It's just like so expensive, right? I should probably add a rare golden charm for the temple. Get a little bit more rarity in there.
You reek of stupidity.
Yeah, 30 divs a temple run makes it a little less depressing, right? Okay. I was going to stop after this run if you're going to be up a little bit longer. You're going to bed? No, I'm going to stop. You want to stay up just a little bit longer?
Reek of stupidity.
No, you can't. Okay, go sit over there. I'll join you in just a second. My wife has entered the room. She has begged me to just keep streaming. What a sweetie.
Room completed.
She's celebrating that the room is completed. Wowie. Wowie.
Bless her.
Imba wife.
Not yet.
Hello, missus. Fury says, your build is better than mine and I'm 3 mirrors invested. It is a budget build for a reason. All right, we're going to close this out. I'm double locked. Got a guardhouse, which is great. Let me pull up my thing here. Just double check. Where's the completed one, man? There it is. Guard, commander, guard. Go guard. Refresh. Oh, that'd have been so cool to get the commander right there. Can't win them all. For the next run, we'll go surgeon down here. Lock. And lock. All right, how good was that run? 29 divines. Heck yes. 2 perfect chaos. 11 annul. 2 shrines. How cool is that? I'm going to try and motivate everyone to build their temples before I sign off. Right here. Go build your temples, everyone. Hey, thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. I appreciate all the follows and the subs and support and just the conversation and energy. Appreciate you all very much. You know, of course, check out my stuff, YouTube videos, Mobalytics, all that cool stuff. More than anything, if you're on Discord, come on by the Discord, join the conversations. We've got channels for each of the builds. We've got channels for temple discussion. Within each of these channels, we've got goated gurus who know way more about this game than I do. And if you're lucky, they'll help you out. And I'm in here all the time helping everyone out as well. So come on by the Discord. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, and have a great night.